The snow fell softly on the city. The wind howled like a hungry wolf. People rushed by in heavy coats and scarves, their faces buried in their phones, coffee in one hand, the other holding on to their phone. They were too busy to notice anything outside of their own little worlds. And then there he was, just 9 years old, bundled up in a jacket that was too small, its sleeve torn, exposing his skinny little arm. His shoes had holes in them. His face was red with cold. His small hands were trembling. But the most heartbreaking thing was that he wasn't begging. He wasn't crying. He was just waiting. Waiting for something, for anyone. To take him home, to give him warmth, to give him hope. A little kid like that has no business being out in the cold like this. Where are his parents? Where's his family? Why isn't somebody taking care of him? If you want to know what happened next, stay tuned for part 2. This is the story of Kevin and his mom, Alina. They had recently lost their apartment because Alina lost her job, so they were staying in a city shelter. They didn't have much. One bed, no hot meals, no safety, no dignity. But Alina tried to keep Kevin smiling. "It's just an adventure," she would say with a smile. But Kevin knew the truth. He wasn't on an adventure. He was surviving. Every day, when Kevin woke up, he would look around the shelter, feeling scared and hopeless. But then, he would see his mom's smiling face, and he would feel a little bit better. Alina was the strongest person Kevin knew. Even though she was going through hell, she still tried to make Kevin's life a little easier. One day, Alina found a job at a local bakery. She was so happy because she could finally provide for her son. The next day at work, Alina met a woman who changed everything. If you want to hear more stories like this, stay tuned. A boy sat on a bench. It was cold, and he only had a thin jacket to protect him from the wind. He noticed a coat on the bench beside him. At first, he just stared at it. Then he looked around. No one seemed to own it. But still, he hesitated. His mother had always told him, "Never take what isn't yours." The wind cut through his jacket again. His teeth chattered, and the coat on the bench beckoned to him like a warm blanket. Finally, shivering, he slowly picked it up and put it on. It was warm, real warmth. Not just any warmth, but the kind of warmth that made his heart feel full. He sat quietly on the bench, holding his backpack tight, eyes scanning the crowd for his mother. Had she seen him? Was she watching? He didn't know, but for the first time that day, he felt a sense of hope. Maybe, just maybe, he would be okay. A man named Robert was furious. A few minutes later, he came back for his coat, but he saw that his son, Kevin, was wearing it. Robert marched toward the boy and shouted, "Give me back my coat, you dirty animal." But when he got closer, he saw that Kevin's cheeks were cold, his eyes were fearful, and his hands were shaking. And Robert realized that his son had been out in the cold for a long time. He knew that he had to do something before it was too late. Kevin immediately tried to give back the coat, but Robert stopped him. No, it's okay," he said. "Keep it." And with that, Robert walked away, leaving the coat on his son. As the days passed, Robert couldn't shake off the guilt he felt. He had treated his son like an animal. And for what? To teach him a lesson about being prepared. No. As a parent, he knew that he had to be there for his son, no matter what. So he decided to do something about it. The next time he saw Kevin, he apologized and hugged him tightly. "I'm sorry I yelled at you, son. I should have been there for you." Kevin looked up at his dad and said, "It's okay, Dad. I understand." And from that day on, their relationship was stronger than ever. That night, Robert couldn't sleep. For the first time in years, he saw someone outside his world of glass buildings and board meetings. He remembered his own childhood. It wasn't always easy. He had just forgotten. The next day, he returned to the same spot. Kevin wasn't there. So he searched shelters, soup kitchens, street corners. Weeks passed. Finally, at a small community shelter, Robert found them. Kevin and Alina, serving food to other homeless families. They had almost nothing, yet they were giving. Without a word, Robert left. That week, he donated anonymously enough to keep the shelter running all winter. He also launched a new program, Coats for Every Winter, thousands of jackets for the homeless across Chicago. All because a man remembered what it was like to be cold. This is 1 minute. See you tomorrow. Years later, when Kevin was 18, he stepped onto a college campus for the first time. His coat fit him perfectly. It was warm, clean, and dignified. His name was on the scholarship list. It was anonymous. Inside the envelope was a note that said, "Sometimes the smallest act warms more than the body. It melts the heart, RL." Kevin smiled. That evening, as he walked past a bus stop, he saw a child curled up on a bench, freezing cold, just like he once was. Without hesitation, he removed his coat and wrapped it around the child. As snow began to fall again, softly covering the ground, the child looked up at Kevin with gratitude in their eyes. In that moment, Kevin knew that the warmth he felt inside was more than just from the coat. It was from the kindness in his heart, and he realized that giving back was the greatest reward of all.